What's up friends? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video because it is October, which is the month of Halloween videos on my channel. So I'm so excited that you're here to celebrate and enjoy the spooky season with me. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a Hocus Pocus Colourpop palette look as well as talking about some Halloween pictures. So if any of that is of interest to you, please keep watching. I'm like not feeling that level of energy today. I don't know where that came from. Don't expect that kind of energy for the rest of this video because it's not gonna happen. So a couple things before we get started. First, I would just like to recognize the fact that a lot of people are very upset about the way that Colourpop launched the Hocus Pocus makeup line, and I know a lot of people are really disappointed that they weren't able to get it, and I feel guilty having it, but at the same time I'm very excited because, I mean, I'll get into the palette and the makeup later, but I know it was like a hot mess of people trying to get onto the website and buy things. And honestly, I had no intention of really buying this makeup. So with that being said, this obviously wasn't a video I intended on planning for my Halloween 2020 series, but I feel like it's a good idea to do it. So I'm combining it with a video that I had already wanted to do, which was kind of like roasting my previous Halloween costumes, which I originally wanted to get a bunch of pictures of when I was like a kid, when it would probably just be terrible and cringy and awkward, but I didn't have time to find those pictures, so I found what I have like on Facebook and Instagram and just pictures from my computer from about 2010 until 2015, and believe me, there's still plenty of cringe, so don't worry. So yeah, basically I'll just be doing my makeup, roasting my old Halloween pictures, and we're just gonna hang out and have a good time together. I feel like that prompts a disclaimer, which I should say, obviously I'm not anywhere close to a makeup artist or makeup competent for that matter. So one, I'm not promising any great results with the work that I do. And two, camera quality wise, background, close-ups, it's not gonna look professional by any means, so just ignore all of that. So I figured I'd start off by showing you guys what I got from the Hocus Pocus collection. If you don't know about the Hocus Pocus collection, they had kind of like little lines within like the big Hocus Pocus line, so they did something for each of the sisters, for Winifred, Sarah, and Mary, and I ended up getting the like Mary line, and that was strictly just because that's the one that had the purple eyeliner. Otherwise, everything else in the collection pretty much kind of looked the same for the different sisters. I really just wanted the purple eyeliner. So of course it came with the palette. Immediately upon opening the box, the first thing that I just fell in love with about all of this is the packaging of everything. It's just so pretty. It's very spooky and Halloween and everything Hocus Pocus. And it's also like the details are raised. I know that's probably not a detail you can really see on camera, but like there's texture to everything, and it reminds me of like a haunted house book that I had as a kid where the pictures had like detail you could feel, and I don't know, I just think that's really cool. So literally every single packaging item has texture to it. So this is the front of the makeup palette. The back has little cauldrons with the name of each of the shadows. And then there's a really cute picture of the sisters, and here are all of the really beautiful shades. There's definitely a lot of sparkles in here, and I'm not quite sure how to navigate that situation. Then there's a couple of more just like matte colors that some of them are quite intense. I have no plans of what kind of makeup look I want to do. I'm just gonna wing it, and hopefully the results are decent. So as I just mentioned, I pretty much bought the Mary collection because of the purple eyeliner. There's like little eyeball details all along the sides. I don't know how well that looks, but it's kind of like a darker metallic-y purple. It's very pretty. I don't have any eyeliner that looks like this. Also within the Mary collection came the Mary inspired lipstick. Again, the details are just absolutely incredible. The hair portion is raised, and so are the letters, and it's just all around beautiful. There's the vacuum that she rides on because Mary rides the vacuum and not a broom. So it comes with a lipstick and a lip liner, which I did already try out both of them because if I'm being honest with you, I've never in my life used a lip liner, and I wanted to test it before I do it on camera to make sure I do it somewhat correct. Like, isn't this just absolutely adorable? In my opinion, all the lipsticks in the different sister collections kind of look very similar too. It's just like a generic dark red, but it is very pretty. I did find myself quite flattering when I put it on. My favorite part about this lipstick is that there's like little spider embeds on the side of the actual color. I don't know how well you can see that because there's a glare. It's just such a specific detail that I don't want to say it makes a difference, but it's just really cool. And I clearly don't buy a lot of makeup, especially a lot of lipsticks, so I've never seen this before. I'm sure other people do this too. And then lastly, all of the sister collections came with some false eyelashes. So these are the ones specific for Mary, but again, in my opinion, all the sisters kind of look the same. I didn't really care which ones I got. So they have a nice little case and a magnetic closure, I guess you could call it. And the last item I got, this wasn't a part of Mary's collection, I just thought it was really cool, was their glitter gel. Box is really cute. It has Thackeray Binks on it. I think they had two different colors. I got the purple one because purple eyeliner, I guess. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what this is for. You can probably highlight with it. You can probably put it on your eyes. There's definitely a lot going on with this gel. I feel like the camera isn't picking up how intense it is accurately. No matter how I use the purple gel, I'm definitely trying to make a bold statement. So we'll see if I actually use that today because I have to see my boyfriend's parents later and I'm not sure how crazy they would be about me just having a full face of crazy Halloween makeup. I may use the glitter gel today, I may not, but it is beautiful and I'm obsessed and I will use it for something at some point. So for the roasting of my older but more recent Halloween pictures, I figured I would go from most recent to least recent. Going in that direction is like the cringier that it gets. So I'm pretty sure over the past like couple very more recent years, I didn't necessarily like celebrate Halloween the day of because I was working. I think the most recent costume I did was my Jenna Marbles costume, which was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And then I think I utilized that costume again the next year. And I did a whole video about that. So if you guys want to watch that and see that lovely transformation, you can go check out that video. I'll link it down below. All I did was put a little concealer on my eyes as like a little base. And now I think I'm just going to start by going over my whole eye with this full moon, like lighter tan, a little shimmery, not too shimmery color. So we are actually starting with 2016 and also kind of in the same realm of I have a lot of years where I was working on the day of Halloween or just had a lot going on. This is a costume that I used a couple years in a row, but in 2016 was my favorite installment of it, I guess. It is as Louise Belcher of course, the Bob's Burgers family. And this year we actually, me, my sister, my brother-in-law, then a few other people who I didn't feel like contacting to see if they were okay with being in this video, so I'm just gonna black out their faces for the sake of privacy, whatever. This was a total accident. Me, my sister, my brother-in-law were intentionally the children, and then when we got to the event that we were going to with our other friends, who we didn't even tell we were going to dress up because this wasn't necessarily a Halloween event, we got there, they were also dressed up and they just happened to be the parents. So it was a really fun time. Next, I've decided I'm going to take the color next to it, which is called Hello Salem. It's this very like lighter pink, tannish, maybe mauve-ish shade, if that makes sense. So the next year we have is 2015, and this is probably one of my favorite costumes I've ever had, and I know I promised you guys like cringy stuff, and I promise it's coming. The older I get, the better my costumes are, I suppose. But this is my boyfriend and I in 2015, and our concept for our costume was Chris Pratt. Hopefully by saying that, it's obvious what's happening here. If not, let me explain. So my boyfriend dressed up as Chris Pratt as Peter from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I dressed up as Chris Pratt from Jurassic World. I personally think it was a great costume, and I'm trying to get him to do something, again, similar with me this year by, just choosing an actor and then we're two characters of that actor. I suggested Michael Keaton. I could be a snowman and then he could be Beetlejuice. Forget Batman. That's too easy. I don't know how he feels about that, so that probably won't happen. So I'm gonna get a little bold now and go in with this Night of Frolic, more like deeper purple color. I couldn't find any pictures from 2013 or 2014, so I assume that I was probably Louise Belcher again during these years, but I do have a picture from 2012. This is when I was a senior in high school, and I thought being a leprechaun would be a good idea because why not mix up two holidays, I guess. If I remember correctly, not a lot of people thought this was very amusing, but I clearly, by this picture, thought I was some hot shit. I had some light up glasses, I had a ginormous hat, a cute little bow tie, great suspenders. I even had some little like green sequins booties, which I have another picture of from in 2013, I think, when I copied this costume and I had to dress up for work. I was a gymnastics coach. So those are the little booties I had. They're my favorite part of the costume, and I'm pretty sure all of my students thought that I was an elf, and they just kept telling me Merry Christmas, and I'm like, no, it's St. Patrick's Day. I'm a leprechaun, and they're just like, what is that? Because they're 5. I think next I'd like to go in with this Coven color. It's a little shimmery, it's a little darker. I feel like it's kind of in between the Hell of Salem and Night of Frolic shades that I just used. But I'm gonna put this like more in the center of my eye. So in 2011, I was just Harry Potter or a Gryffindor student. That's it. There's really nothing to it. This was just a shirt I got from Hot Topic, and I don't even know what I did this year. Actually, no, I think I do. I don't think I can talk about that on the internet. I'm also gonna take Night of Frolic again and do a little under eye action. So 2010 is probably about the last year that things just were not good. Again, I didn't ask any of these people permission to put their faces in my video, so I just went ahead and blocked everyone's faces out except for my own. And yeah, there's a lot to say about this, but also, what is there to say about this? This is like a $10 costume that I got from Walgreens, if that isn't already terribly obvious, that I then like cut up into different pieces. Like I gave myself arm cuffs. Like who did I think that I was? So clearly at some point this dress probably had sleeves, and I cut them off and now my bra is showing, and this is just one of those moments where I was probably at that age of like, oh, like I want to look kind of cute for Halloween, but also like I'm 16 and I shouldn't dress provocatively. Speaking of that bra, funny story of that bra. That's a weird sentence to say. Once upon a time I did sports in high school for God knows why, and I used to pretty much live out of my car as any high schooler did, and probably athlete as well. So I constantly just had clothes piling up in my car from having to change so much for practices and games and stuff. And at some point I must have just carelessly thrown this brown and white polka dotted pink bra into my car, and at some point it miraculously fell out. And then the next day at school, I remember like parking in the parking lot and like walking with my friends to class, and there's my bra just like sitting in the parking lot, and I was mortified, and people were just like, oh my god, like haha, someone lost their bra, like who does that? And they were probably making fun of the fact that it is a very tiny bra because I have very tiny boobs. And that bra probably sat there for a good week or two, and it was a good laugh for everyone, and I never picked it back up. Never touched it, never told anyone that it was my bra because I was just so embarrassed. Okay, so I for sure need to lighten this look up a bit, so I'm gonna go back with this Full Moon lighter shade and do a little eyebrow inner corner action. Okay, I don't know if that's enough. I'm actually gonna be a little ballsy and go in with this really glittery silver wench color, which I feel like is just appropriate for some reason. So far, I love this color combination, which it's for sure not picking up well on camera. I just don't really like the execution of it. It's a little sloppy, but that's my brand, so I don't think I'm gonna end up using the purple eyeliner just because there's already so much purple going on here. I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. And I'm out of black eyeliner, so we're just gonna be going without eyeliner today. I still really wanna use the purple glitter goop big stuff on my face somewhere. I just don't know where to put it. Would it be weird or like too much to put it on like the outer corner of my eyes? Dare we try? I think dare we try. Now moving on to 2009, which was probably the worst of my teenage years, was whatever you would like to call this look. There was a goal. There was a goal. Let me tell you about it. I thought it would be a great costume idea to get black shirts and like rip up the sides and tie them back together, you know, like as kids did. Maybe they don't anymore, but that's what I did for fun when I was 14. And then take glow-in-the-dark paint and like splatter it everywhere. And then when we went to, I think we like went to a friend's house to hang out, we would like glow in the dark if she turned off the lights. Let me tell you, it did not work. So really, I just look like some sort of weird goth painted nightmare. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why my friend agreed that this was a good idea, but it's what we went with. Gosh, and the clip and the bangs and like, oh, this photo just like screams 2009. So my goal of using the glitter just then was to kind of like outline my eyeshadow on each side, and for some reason on this side it just like completely wiped off the eyeshadow and just looks wonky as hell. I think that's as far as I'm gonna get with the eyes before my too much gene kicks in more than it already has. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my lashes on. Alright guys, so as you can see off camera, I went ahead and did my lashes. I did a little highlighter and also my lips, because together those are all a very long process and it just wasn't worth filming. So to conclude the video, I'm going to talk about the costume that I used, I think from like 2006 until 2008, which is this god-awful mask. This picture right here is actually from 2010 when I was in a photography class in school, and it was like self-portraits week, and for some reason I thought it would be creative to put on my old scary stupid Halloween mask and then stand in front of my wall, and then on my wall I drew like devil's horns and a devil's tail. I don't know, I thought that was artsy and creative when I was 15 or something, but yeah, this literally for 3 years of like my preteen, early teen years, I just had on whatever outfit I was wearing, put on this mask, and called it a day. And I feel like I remember thinking I was so cool because I was like the girl who was wearing the scary mask, and normally that's a guy thing, so people were always so surprised when there was just an innocent little girl wearing this mask. And I don't know, it was a whole thing, but for some reason this is what I decided to do for 3 years and what my parents let me do for 3 years. Not that it's their fault, I picked it out. They were probably very confused at my choices as a 12-year-old wanting to put on a terrifying mask, but unfortunately that is just what happened. If you made it this far, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun playing with new makeup and criticizing all of my old pictures. I definitely want to do this again whenever I go through. My family has a huge tub of photos from early 90s on, so one day I would love to go through and show you all of my like actual childhood Halloween pictures, because there's definitely some good ones in there. As for the makeup, overall I'm satisfied with the look. Execution could have been better. I'll show you guys some close-ups in a minute because I know you can't really see what's going on. I feel like I only got to use a couple of the colors in the eyeshadow palette, so I look forward to doing a lot more looks. There's just so many ways to be creative, and I'm probably not creative enough to come up with the really good ones, but alas, I am excited about whatever it is I did on my face today. So let me know how I did down in the comments. Actually, don't do that because my self-esteem is not prepared. But hey, if you got this palette and you've done some really cool looks, hit me up on Instagram. I would love to see them. Otherwise, if all goes well, I believe I have 2 more Halloween themed videos coming for you guys, so please keep a lookout for those. I will link my full Halloween 2020 playlist down below so you can go check out the videos that I have also done throughout the month of September and October, I think. Of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or something, subscribe, whatever, I don't care. I'll see you at the next video.